Look at that sexy ass map. Oh yeah. Alright. Damn. No, but seriously, I wish I could totally, if I could just take these regions, it would be golden. But it's probably never gonna happen. I'm gonna get wrecked, so yeah.
I'm fighting 3 different people, and I'm just gonna push north all the way up to Mexico. I'm like, I'm done. You guys are all screwed.
Yep. And I'm doing the same because right now I'm fighting. Let's see here. I've murdered Central Colombia. I have murdered Chiquit territory. I have murdered Central Amazon. Well, I'm finishing him off. I'm just picking up the pieces and eating them right now. West Peru's army I've murdered, and I'll probably swing back to him last. And let's just say if Boulevard jumps in, he's going to get murdered too.
I already have my fortresses in place for Bolivar if he tries to attack me.
Yep, I just dropped mine and 20 new artillery pieces. Or I mean, 20 new ACs for him.
My god. So how many people are you guys facing in total?
I think we're up to 9, 10 now.
So
Total, it was like 10. I think we're at like 7 active right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
We just pulled off our 4th kill. So, well, I pulled off my 4th kill, and then he's pretty much killed Panama for the most part. So yeah, it's
because
ridiculous.
You guys have been gathering aggressive expansion. Come on, guys. You gotta decrease the AE. Pay some Diplo power.
We're at the standstill because with Bolivar right there, if we go and expand, we're gonna just leave ourselves wide open.
It sounds
So
like
it's like
fucking EU4 with this shit. This is ridiculous. You guys have provinces in... Wait, is that your provinces?
In where?
In Moana and Grupa. Is that you guys or is that somebody else?
I think that's somebody else. We're yellow and red, northern South America, and we haven't really gotten anything weird unless something rebelled to me, and that'd be kind of weird. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm recording, by the way, just saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, pretty much just first off, do not Wolfpack over. Or, I mean, don't start alliances over 3 people. You will at some point, if you go over 3, have to backstab each other. So 1, it doesn't benefit you there. Secondly, what has been happening is with the 500 player maps, you get teams of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, and then they just will attack a player who jumped in with 1 or 2 people. And then what that then runs a risk of is if that person has a decent job or a decent amount of gold mark, they will defend themselves and they will
they'll burn that gold mark like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Mm-hmm. This is a prime example. If you want to take a look at that screenshot, I have as many. If you include the ones in production, I have as many armored cars as I have infantry.
This right here is just ridiculous. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it shows this picture.
Yeah, and
I'll post it up if it's not.
Yeah, I mean that's day 6.
Yeah, this is day 5 or day 6. I just sent pictures of pretty much our units and stuff like that. The 3 or 4 countries that are attacking me, and what I caught with the 200 infantry and artillery just kind of sitting there chilling, from the multi accounts and Wolfpack accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are getting wrecked.
Which I've told Abel about it.
So how much? Wait, how much gold mark have you guys been using?
Probably by day 10 we'll be at 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think with this game and one other game I'm pushing 240,000 in the past 3 days.
So the problem is they've been 500 player maps have been known to notoriously be the end of people due to either backstabbery, gold marking, just heavy gold marking like this, or wolf packing, or just multi-accounting in general. Because me, Elitist Beaver, and War City Driver actually tried to do a series where the 3 of us started in Asia, and we all got wrecked.
Yep.
We didn't even have a chance.
And I mean, ask anybody. I usually don't spend gold mark. If I actively spent gold mark, dear God, it would be mass quit whenever I joined a game with my paycheck. But dear, I mean, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but this is just, it's
Ridiculous.
right. It's a little ridiculous. Yeah.
I just wish it wasn't. I just and the worst part about it is if they would just attack, we would win and it would be done gold marking. But they're not attacking, so we're gonna wait until game 7 so we can gold mark factories and artillery and then kill everyone anyways. So come on, do us the favor and just attack us and lose it.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, that's actually good for the game because there is some level of balance. You can't just gold mark and instantly win.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, a 500 player map, we should not have had to spend that much gold mark to be alive on day 5. Well, that would be our projected to be alive on day 10, but still.
Damn. I'm just
Hey,
wow.
Estidos Atlantico is starting to get violent with me in the DE. He's calling me a piece of fuck.
There we go. Much better.
Yep, I have a feeling he's going to get removed from the game within the near future, as we all 3 of us know the policy regarding the 500 player.
Yeah, well, if you don't get a warning.
Yep, pretty much we determine if there's any grounds, you're kind of toast.
Basically, if you're caught cheating, if you're caught multi-accounting in any way, shape, or form, you will be kicked or removed from the game. At the same, I guess, frequency, if you are caught spamming or cursing on the Daily European, you're kicked from the game. Just saying. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little leniency right now just because the developers have people have been abusing.
Yeah, they've been working hard on this map, and they've still got a long ways to go. However, in good news, they actually took into consideration the province names for Turkey. And they actually like changed some of them, and I'm so happy about that.
Yep, and Northern California is no longer Orth, California.
Missing Orth, California. The Orc California. Come on.
Yep, that was definitely a good part. Yeah, but back to the original topic. I mean, just don't Wolfpack. It just ends miserably. It results in these kind of incidents. It's just not acceptable.
And don't form ridiculously huge alliances, because I've seen those sorts of things in both this game now, like more often because of the 500 player map, and then in Call of War. And just these huge alliances usually just backfire and fall into complete chaos.
Yep,
not a good idea.
Because the points will only allow 3 winners or 1 person. If someone just takes a leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else, then maybe you can get away with 5, but you're not getting away with 10 people winning the game. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then on top of that, if you do that, well, you run the risk of this happening. So, as you can probably see, let me pull up my article I wrote the other day, and this summarizes it pretty well. Let's see here. And the ironic thing is, they called the alliance SAFE, SAFE. I'm not sure what it stands for, but let's just say it was titled GM usage, and I kind of joked and said, "Did anyone call in a safe cracker?" But basically, it says that we were attacked by 8 players. So yes, we used GM to level the odds out a bit. And if I really wanted to, I could drop 200 armored cars with GM. However, that would be a waste of money and unsporting. If you would have taken me 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, I would have not spent a single gold mark. However, right now, literally, here's what the sides look like. And on our team, we had West Venezuela, which was Russian specialist. He got murdered.
Oh. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, we just couldn't reach him in time, sadly. And then there's me and Colombia, who are still alive and still spending. And then the other team was Central Colombia. He's dead. Venezuela, Amazon. He's dead. Could take territory. He's dead. Central Amazon. Um, his armies are dead, and I'm eating him now. Panama is severely damaged. He lost his capital. Peru, and he's lost two-thirds of his army now. Atlantico, basically no morale because he's trying to stay in a country that's not his own for this war. Michigan, same, or McCohen, same kind of thing. On top of that, arcade the ratios have been like, for me, it's 1.5 versus East Amazon, 2-1 for Central Colombia. Sakit was 4-1 ratio. Ecuador versus Peru was a 6-1 ratio. Colombia versus Panama, had pulled a 4-1 ratio on Panama. Versus Sakit, Colombia pulled a 13-1. Amazon versus West Venezuela versus Amazon, 1.5-1. So long story short, everyone who's attacking us.
I can taste the wrecked. I taste like metal and oil from machinery in my mouth now.
Pretty much.
It's so fucked up. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure between me and Colombia, we've literally dropped 75 armored cars in 6 days because so many people have attacked us.
Oh my god. That's one hell of a alliance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really unsuccessful. Yeah, and then there's alliances that don't do anything, like the inactive alliances, and then there's this sort of alliance where all the players are noobs. Probably. Are the players noobs?
There's been one or two that's actually given me a decent run, but for the most part, it's suiciding on our forts.
Okay, that's called noobing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really the only ones who's been able to give a good run was Central Amazons. The reason that ratio was that way is just because I had so much mechanized support for this early point in the game. Way more than I should have.
In that game are noobs. I looked at the player roster for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly, yeah. If you're gonna start out Supremacy 1914, don't start with a 500 player map. Just don't. It's we're experienced people, and we have this much trouble. So imagine how much trouble noobs are gonna get. Like day one, minute one, they're gonna get wrecked.
Yep. If you're going to do it, I would highly recommend finding an experienced buddy to go in with you.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens. Or another thing you can do is what I like to do personally, if you want to have multiple people in alliance in the same game, 3 in South America, 3 in Australia, 3 in Asia, or something like that to split them apart, and eventually they will fight each other, but they're training games, so they've probably fought each other before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean,
it's just a mess.
Yeah.
500 player game is a mess. I mean, not in a bad way. It's a mess for the players. It's not a mess for the game. The game looks spot on. I really like the map.
Yep. I mean, I love the map too, but dear God, they got to do. Just player conduct. Don't do it. Just do not Wolfpack. It never ends well, and it might just backfire if you run into the wrong player, like the 10, 11 players now did in this case.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say?
I think that's about it.
All right. Wonderful.
Chalk up one anti-wolfpacking. What can happen?
Good. I'll be uploading this.